Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2020 with my friend Miss Diana Garnet. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, it's only been a year since you and I had the chance to talk. How have you been?
I've been super great this whole year. Well, maybe not super great. I have a baby cold right now, but otherwise I'm super great. Yay!
Alrighty.
My germs on this mic.
Yay! So, just within the last, literally 24 hours, you just had a new music video drop, and it was arranged by a lot of good friends and partners. How was it to have the music video just drop in Japan within the last 24 hours?
That was an oversight on my part. I was like, you know what I like? Masochism. So I have a new song. It's a bilingual song. The Japanese version's called Ego no Uta, and the English version's called, what's ego? Because I feel here people might not know. It was written by a friend of mine who's a professional Go player of the 8th rank, Shimojima Yohei Hachidan. And then it was arranged by a super close friend of mine, Chris Hart, who sort of came from the same TV show that I did, Nonojimanzu Warudo. And he's known for singing R&B and soul music in Japan. And he's such an amazing producer and arranger that I was like, this song that this professional Go player made, he's a great Go player, but, the song had good bones, and so Chris helped those bones grow, and I did the English lyrics for it, and then one thing that was really important to me was to involve as many awesome people as I could on this project. So I contacted a mangaka, a comic book artist friend of mine, Tsurimaki Nodoka, and I was like, please draw me a cover, make it adorable, and she's all like, I got you, bro, and she did that. And we had another Go player do the design for the cover, Ueno Asami. She's a 20-year-old 3rd ranked player. She's sort of like the new golden girl of the Ego world. And then the music video itself, my roots come from YouTube and Nico Nico Doga doing like Vocaloid and anime covers. So I really wanted to do an animated Nico Nico Doga style lyric video. So I drew the characters, and then I had an artist friend of mine called Answerez. He did the line work and the colors and the background art, and it was so perfect. Our aesthetic senses just really, really match. And then another friend of mine, Kenta Midorin, he does a lot of music himself as well as art, but he's also a very talented animator. And so I asked him if he'd make the video for me. And these guys rocked this out in between the three of us, I would say, we did it about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me a while to convince my management to let me do the video, but it was really important to me that this song that is about something I love also involve a lot of people that I love, and so because the song comes out on the 15th, I really wanted the video to come out at least 1 week before, and that meant the day that I left for Ohayocon. Yeah. So it came out at 4 a.m. As Kenta and I were frantically rushing to upload it. I was writing the description and making sure the credits were all correct and getting all the links in there. But it's on my new official channel, which is Diana Garnet Official. This is different from the old Sony channel and different from my old covers channel. Yeah. So it's a little hard to find. There's only one video on it. But it's my new official channel, and this year I'll be doing a lot of new content on it.
Good. So what was it like working on a hand-drawn video?
My hand fell off. I drew every single face had to be its own separate image, and then I had to do walking. There was walking involved, and so I had to make sure I used a light board, and I was really careful. I'm a traditional artist, so it was pretty difficult in that I had to get everything to match up for the line art and colorist, and that was really challenging. I must have drawn something like 45 frames. It was pretty rough, and this is not even a full animation. This is just a sort of key animation only animation. So masochism, yeah. But I would say it's much more difficult for the colorist because he has to color it all in.
So, again, which will be available worldwide, as we talked about on your new YouTube channel. What are you looking forward to as this is the new first video? Do we hopefully see more?
Definitely going to see more. This year is sort of the year of getting back to my roots. Up until now, I've had a lot of fun doing different anime songs, but a lot of it was very client-based. They would sort of give me a checklist of things to tick off, and it was really exciting to sort of puzzle that together and make sure to tick all those boxes. But at the same time, I came to Japan to sort of give my unique perspective on music and especially multimedia within music. How I enjoyed Japanese music when I was younger was through that sort of lens of anime. So I wanted to get back to animation and music together and making it more of a multimedia experience, and have the listeners be able to link the art and the story and the song together. Because like when you think of those anime songs that you love, it's not entirely the music. It's also your feelings when, seeing the art and, watching the series and barring making my own anime series, which I don't know, could come in the future. The next best thing I can do is sort of animated music videos. And so this year, I'm working with a couple different producers, and we've got several different styles of video and song planned. So there's like an electro pop one that's done in a little bit more of like a Western sort of poppy style, and then hoping to do like a fully animated one if I can afford it. Animation's expensive, guys.
I think it's here in the West, it's $50,000 to $70,000 per episode for 23 minutes.
In Japan, it's about 1 million yen, yeah. So, and that's, so like a 3 or 4 minute music video would only be like a couple bajillion yen. So that could be doable if I work really hard, but it's definitely going to depend on who's free and who's available. There's a couple studios I'm looking at that sort of are East meets West. Like Yapiko is a studio that I quite like recently, and they're like sort of something I'm thinking about. And it sort of depends on if they're free and if I'm free and what the budget is and what the story we can make is, because that's also really important, is have the story I want to tell. And then the story that the studio also wants to tell, and have those two things meet. Because this is a collaborative effort. It's not all about me, it's also about, the studio creating it, as well as the people enjoying it.
Excuse me, I have a tickle. And what was the importance of working with a variety of composers and animes? I think we just kind of covered that. Yeah, so, and just around the corner for January 19th, you're working on a new opening song?
Yes, it's the opening song for Dragon Sakura, the second season, but this isn't like an anime. This is a play recital. I think it's considered a play, but what it is it's essentially the actors and voice actors stand with scripts, and they do a dramatic reading of the script.
Right.
And this is really popular in Japan. It's called Rodokugeki, and it's sort of like instead of doing a full-on play, which can get kind of tiring to watch, they do the standing kind, and you can sort of imagine it in your head instead. And the source material is a 90s manga called Dragon Sakura. It's about a gyaru, sort of like a delinquent girl that wants to change her life around. She's got nothing to lose. Her family life is in shambles, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to go to the best university in Japan. And she's like a second-year student, so she doesn't have enough time to get her grades up. But then this amazing, sort of inspiring teacher comes around, and they sort of set up a system to do that. But I'll be doing the second season Rodokugeki opening on the 19th. Yeah. So I gotta work on that. Learn that song.
I think we talked about that. Now, in our last interview, you mentioned that you were working on a project with a fellow guest, Nabashin, that was from India, that's now being localized from more countries around the world. How's it been like working with Nabashin?
Nabashin's super fun to work with. Oh my goodness. Nabashin is just like he is when you see him at conventions. He's always a ton of fun and a ball of energy, and like always like toilet paper shooting everybody. But he's a really visionary director. Like it's really easy to forget how much of a visionary director Nabeshin is. So he's like brilliant. He's got these great ideas, and then also shoots toilet paper. Or fake money. It's so much fun. And so working with Nabeshin was, a definite treat. He's really he's got good taste. So I'd, sing it, and he'd be like, how about we sing it in a slightly different tone? And I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't think of that. And that was really fun. The project itself, though, I've not had an update on. It might still be in negotiations with different streaming sites or television networks. I'm not really sure where it's gone since then. I think Nabeshin might know.
That's what we're going to ask. So, this year, you had a really great honor that you're going to open for Mr. Kevin Wu here at Ohayocon. How's it going to be like? We haven't had that concert yet. It's Friday night. It's, I think, tomorrow, Saturday at 7 p.m. Or 8. 8? All right, I can lie. So what's it like? How do you feel that you're going to be able to open for him?
I mean, of course, I've known about Kevin, for a little bit. He is really instrumental in K-pop, and even though it's not really my genre, at least in Japan, K-pop was really huge between 2009 and 2012, and then again right now. And I was really excited to hear that I'd be opening for somebody so instrumental in the genre. But at the same time, I have to admit that I'm not incredibly knowledgeable.
Nor am I.
Yeah, I was like, I know that. Yeah, that's a thing I know. So I've not yet met Kevin, but I'm sure he's lovely. And I hear that he's really easy to talk to, and I'm really excited about that. And I'd like to hear about his experience being a sort of transplant from America to Korea. And then I hear he's now in Japan.
I think from what I've heard online, I think he's done a little bit more in Japan, but I think he's still very much attached to his Korean roots. for some of that?
Probably mostly singing in Korean. Japan really likes Korean music, so my guess is that he's taken K-pop to Japan. I know he did a collaboration with Kei, who is really important in Japan. He did like something no Namida. It was a really, really important drama, and I think he collaborated with him, and it hit pretty high on the charts or something like that. But yeah, so like, Japan eats up K-pop, and I think he's a really good ambassador for it since he is trilingual. Yeah. And so I'm really interested in seeing what he performs. I have no idea what his solos are like. I really only know him as part of the group, so I'm really excited.
I've seen one of his music videos as a solo. So yeah, he's got and it was also in English. So it was filmed here in the States, which was funny. Yeah, I think it was filmed, actually, I can probably name that boardwalk because I used to go to it. Yeah, I'm from California. So again, you've worked on this, on a single called Hello Again for Meow Meow Japanese History. How's it like working on that song?
That I think came out in May. Yeah, that was super fun. I think I started recording it right after Ohayocon. Yeah. I think it was at the end of January that I recorded it. And it was super fun because this is the second song that I had done for Meow Meow Japanese History. And so I was able to sort of tell a different story. Thank You for the Music was my love for Japanese music in song form. And Hello Again was my love for all of the people I see at the concerts. It was sort of thinly veiled as a love song, but what it really was all of the people that I'm able to see every time I come back to Ohayocon, or every time I have a live. Sometimes you see the same faces and you're like, oh, it's so great. You are my sunshine. You're why I'm able to do this. And that's the angle that I took the song in. We veiled it as a love song because that's more, I guess, PC. Not everybody can relate with it's great to see you at my live. But instead it was seeing an old friend or seeing an old lover and being all like, oh, it's so great to see you. And now we can go on this journey together forever now that we've reunited. But it was really fun. I was able to do more voice acting in Meow Meow Japanese History. It's such a cute show. They're going to have a movie this year, which I'm sadly not doing the theme for. Boo. But it's so cute and fun. It's so cute and fun. Honestly, they use mostly idols, so it's kind of amazing I got any music at all, and I got picked twice. Because other than me, it's just been Brian the Sun that's been a non-idol. They always go for idols. So I'm really happy about it. I really like the show.
So again, last time you mentioned that you did a stage play, working with the voice actor that did Luffy in One Piece. Have you had a chance to do any more plays since then?
Not at all. Plays are an insane amount of time, and at the time I only had one regular show, and so I had every day other than every other Tuesday open. But I've got a couple regulars right now, so I just can't commit the time. You need to do stage plays are all day, every day, except for maybe a Sunday. But my regular show's on Friday, and I've got another one on Wednesday. I just don't have the time. Yeah, it's a huge, huge, huge amount of work.
Yeah. Well, if you do see any stage plays in Japan, remember that they put in a lot of effort.
They put in so much effort. One thing I would be open to doing, though, I would definitely commit that amount of time if it was a musical. Just the angle of that right there. If it was a musical. I really want to do a musical. Not to be a little catty, but Japanese musicals I feel could use a little more people that specialize in music. Okay. Yeah.
Musical people to do a musical.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll end up with whoever's popular, and I feel maybe we should go for people that are a little bit more musically inclined.
Alrighty.
Shade.
So, right after we talked to you last year, since everything was after I talked to you, so you worked on Dragon Marked for Death, the soundtrack. How was it working on that?
It was the best. Oh, I love that song so much. I'm going to sing it tomorrow, too. So I worked on Faranaja, which was the theme for Dragon Marked for Death from Inti Creates. And, my friends at Inti Creates are the best people. They have the cutest art. It was the game designer from Harvest Moon, which is my favorite franchise because I'm basic. Oh, God. I'm playing the Doraemon right now. It's the best Harvest Moon, but it's Doraemon, so it's really, conflicting. Anyway, so I really enjoyed working on it. I had actually done it the year before, but I hadn't been allowed to announce it. And the song itself is so beautiful. Yamada Ippo is the composer, and I think he's one of the top music composers. He always has, a really strong preference for orchestral tracks. So he went to Vienna and got it orchestrated, and then he went to Boston, got it orchestrated. A friend of mine who plays flute in Boston happened to be on it, and I was like, your name's on it. She's like, your name's on it. Ah! It was really fun. And it's just such a good song. Even though it's in dragon language, it still speaks to people. Yeah. And it doesn't seem to matter. Yeah. And that's how good it is.
Well, it's just like how in Skyrim they did the opening theme song for Skyrim's All in Dragon, so everybody loved that. So, kind of following things up, what new projects that we didn't get the chance to talk about that you would like to talk about?
So recently, I've become the voice of a regular character in Shimajiro, which is sort of like a flagship Japanese series about a little boy tiger and all of his little friends. And I voice a radio car robot. I don't know. His name's Curious, and he's adorable. He's like, I'm Curious, and he's bilingual. Nice. But the great thing is that they don't make a really big deal about it. Yeah. Usually when there's a bilingual character, they're like, rawr, bilingual character, like, look at all the English. But with Curious, it's just part of his life. He sometimes speaks in Japanese and sometimes he speaks in English, and it doesn't seem to matter which one it is. They don't make a big deal about it. And there's no, like, focus point. It's just sometimes he's all like, cutie daisuki, and then sometimes he's like, I love cucumbers, and it doesn't matter which one it is. It gets through to the children watching it, and it's aimed at young children. Yeah. But there's a toy. I'm a toy. I get to be a toy. It's a cute toy. He's like a little, and then you stick cards in him, and he's like, let's take a quiz. It's so cute. And like, I know this is like not relevant to anybody because you're all adults, but it's so cute. Have children and buy this toy. It's so cute. And then you'll get to hear my voice yelling at the top of my lungs in the weirdest little boy voice, I'm curious. Just it's so rough on my voice. Oh my gosh. And then I'm also doing another character in the Shimajiro series called Chirpy. And he's like a little sassy blue bird. He loves to watch the world burn. I really like Chirpy.
He likes to watch the world burn.
It's like a tiny children's show. But you know how they always have one character that seems like he's pretty nice, but then he just does something and you're like, are you a psychopath? That is Chirpy. So like Chirpy will like be playing with his friends who are bowling pins, and then he'll be like and he'll just throw a ball at them. And then they're like, Chirpy, and he's like, So that kind of feel, but he's not like mischievous. He seems really nice and kind of out of it. And then he'll just be like evil. I love Chirpy. And he's like apparently one of the more popular characters. I'm taking over for another voice actress who unfortunately has to take a little bit of a break. She may come back. Yeah. I hope she comes back, because that's the worst way to get a role. Yeah. But more than anything, it's such a fun character, and she gave it such life that I hope to do it justice.
Alrighty, now where can we follow you online? And what message would you like to give to all the wonderful fans that have been keeping up with you for the last couple years?
Well, the online things I do are Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now YouTube. If you look up Diana Garnet on Twitter and Instagram, I should come up pretty quickly. Yes, you do. Facebook, I think, as well, but there's like a couple like fake ones. Yeah, there's fan ones. Twitter has a fan one too. Look for the check mark. Instagram does not have a check mark. Boo. I don't know how you get that verified on Instagram's difficult.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I don't know, but
don't do it.
Yeah, but I like Instagram, and I would like more followers there, because that's probably like the platform I have the least amount of following on right now, and it's probably because I take a lot of pictures of my cat. That might be the problem.
Hey, this one's got 4 or 5, right?
Kitties!
What do you got, like 3, 4?
I just got my first kitty from a rescue cafe. Nice. She's so fluffy. I love her. But her name's Cricket. But anyway, so I think that's why I have like a less following there, because like people are like, is this a singer? It's just a cat. But yes.
It's cat singer.
It's cat singer. So Diana Garnet on those. And then YouTube, as I said earlier, a little hard to find. But it's Diana Garnet Official. And there's only one video. So if it's the one with one video on it, that's the one. Okay.
Alrighty, and what message would you like to give to all your wonderful fans?
Yay! I would like to say, thanks so much. This is my 4th year here at Ohayocon, and yes, great. I'm so excited. And it's always so much fun to be here. I can kind of consider this like my family convention, but more than anything, I cannot, do this without all of you guys watching and, enjoying and being really, really, excited and supportive. And, for me, that's why I do it. I do this to motivate and inspire other people to do something similar and follow their dreams. And I'm so absolutely just like #blessed. I know that's like kind of lame, but I'm like super like just excited and blessed to be a part of everyone's lives. And I hope that, you're able to connect with me, and I try and reply to things. Yeah. I don't always succeed, but I try. And if you've ever got any questions or comments or want to see something on the new YouTube channel, let me know.
Again, it's been wonderful talking to you again. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yay, bye-bye.